welcome to another Globetrotting with Gillespie. Yes, it's me, Dana Gillespie, and I'm on the sofa here in the TAM, the Temple of Art and Music, which is situated in the Mercato Metropolitano here in the Elephant and Castle, which is in London, for those of you that are from further afield. And of course, it's great to have a guest, and it's even nicer to have a female guest, because in this weird music business, there seems to be less women than normal. So please welcome Rachel Darcy.
Thank
Yes. Roars of applause from everybody. Of course, we're still a bit socially distanced. Rachel, tell us about yourself. How long have you been in the business? And where do you come from, first of all, actually?
I come from Newmarket.
Yes.
Which
is that Suffolk or Norfolk?
It's actually slightly confused because it's between Suffolk and Cambridgeshire. It's just on the border of both, so it's actually in two counties.
Oh, okay. Well, I drive past it all the time because all my relations are in Norfolk. So I've got to go past on, is it the M11, and then you go off to the A11?
Yes, which
right.
It takes you on a very long A road, and you can get stuck behind tractors.
Yep. So but how long, you don't live there now, obviously?
No, I moved to London when I was 20, so I grew up in horse racing, or my family's in horse racing, and so I ran away to London to do a course with National Youth Theatre, and then decided I wasn't going to go back.
To be an actress wasn't the thing for you, or...?
Yeah, I just loved theatre, and I loved plays, and I wanted to be involved in that world.
Oh, you mean not going back to Newmarket?
Yes, I didn't want to go back to Newmarket.
Right.
I wanted to join the theatre.
Yeah, okay. And then what happened?
And then through National Youth Theatre, I was encouraged to do more singing. And then a friend gave me a ukulele as a present, and I taught myself to play.
Which is what's in... We're going to hear something from you in a little while.
Yeah.
And then do you go out and do live gigs with a band? Have you got a group of musicians?
Yes, I have a group of musicians who I love to work with when they're available and free, because, as you know, lots of people are involved in lots of different projects.
And they're good musicians, because
yeah,
I happen to know one of them. Do you want to name them?
Yes, Artie Zeitz, who's absolutely amazing, and he's on my album, actually. And
what's he playing? Because he plays everything.
He's playing organ and guitar on my album, and he's also on my forthcoming single, which is a sort of jazz, big band, drum and bass track called New Hope, and he's playing organ on that.
Lucky you to have him in the studio.
Yeah,
he's
so
great.
talented.
And who else is in the band?
I work with Mark Kavuma, who's an absolutely fantastic trumpeter who has a band himself called The Banger Factory, which I highly recommend everyone checks out.
Right.
And then I also work with a drummer called Sam Gardner, and we do a live drum and bass project together called Septabeat. And we've been all around the country playing drum and bass gigs together.
With stuff that you write?
Yes, he writes the music, and I write the lyrics and the melody for the song. And often we've been, a lot of it's been ad hoc, and he's kind of added something to the set, and I've had to come up with something, off the top of my head at a gig. So that's always good fun to do a bit of improvising.
It's nice to live close to the edge, I always think, as well. And you know what? A funny thing, I've been quite fond of that television series Endeavour, which of course you know about. And I happen to have the television on in the background. I like it because I love the voice of the man, not the Endeavour guy, but Roger Allam, the one with the hat. And I don't know, I go for people's voices. Anyway, I was just walking through my bedroom and the television was on, and then I heard you on the episode in Endeavour singing, and I actually screeched to a halt, because you have a pretty unusual, lovely, smoky voice. There's no screech or painfulness or loads of nasty vibrato in it. I really love the tone of your voice.
Thank you,
So
Dana.
is it singing that's your main thing now, or would you go back to acting as well?
Yeah, singing's my main thing. Of course, if something came my way, which was really cool, and then I'd obviously, do it. But for me, I feel like music is my calling, and singing.
Well, I hear what you're saying, because I did loads of ghastly films when I was younger. A gig's a gig, actually,
yeah.
And it's nice to get paid for doing weird and wonky things.
Absolutely.
But when music gets a hold of you, it never lets you go. It's the path you have to follow when you've got it. And you have got it. And do we get to hear a song from you? And you've got a record coming out, or have you just had a record coming out?
Yes, I actually have Handley, I have one here to present to you. This is my album, Annabelle Serpentine. It's out on CD now, and it's produced by a great friend of mine called Jay Burnett, and it features Artie and Mark
let's have a look.
Sam and a few other very talented musicians as well.
Thank you for this. This is going... well, I was going to say on the turntable, but I think that's the old-fashioned expression. It'll go in the car. Even now, they're called cars don't have CD players anymore. I'm most upset about that. But thank you for this. And do you want to tell us something about the song you're going to sing?
Yes, I'm going to perform a song called Red Ribbons, which isn't on my album, on this album, but it will be on my next album. And it's a song about... self-harm, because we all harm ourselves and hurt ourselves in different ways. And I think particularly, you know, the stress of lockdown and everything that's been happening, people have been finding themselves in dark places. And the song is about that and about forgiving yourself for harming yourself, whatever way you do that. And it's called Red Ribbons.
Yes, well, get it out and go for it is all I can say. I mean, because it's good to sing something that comes from the heart. I mean, I think it's always good to do songs that you've written yourself because they're part of you. And I always say that songs that we write ourselves, that's the musician's pension. When we're old and dribbling and, you know, senile and can't do anything, maybe the song gets played on the radio and you might get some money for it. Maybe not with the way things are at the moment. But I'm looking forward to hearing that. Thanks, Rachel. Rachel Darcy.
Red ribbons, hope that I'll be forgiven for these little red ribbons. Crimson kiss wrapped around my wrist. Red ribbons. A cold pillow to my face. Red ribbons are the only trace. I had to stand before you and show you who I am. I would rather put the razor blade back in my hand. Back in my... It's never enough until it's too much, too much. It's never enough until it's too much. Crimson kiss wrapped around my wrist. Red ribbons, a cold pillow to my face. Red ribbons are the only trace, and I had to stand before you and show you who I am. I would rather put the razor blade back in my hand. Back in my hand.
Yay!
Hey.
Thank you, Rachel. You know, it's so good to hear songs that come from the heart, and I love your smoky voice. As I said before, it's got a nice, lovely quality to it. Thank you so much for coming in to be at the TAM, and it is an amazing place, isn't it?
I love it.
I know.
It's very special.
When everyone comes in here, they keep saying, why aren't there more places like this? It is so unique. So I'm sure you'll get a good crowd. We all look forward to you being back here at the TAM. Not back here, but at the TAM. Though you have sung here before, I know.
Yes, I have,
But I didn't see you. So thank you very much to Rachel. Until next week and another Globetrotting, it's me, Dana Gillespie, saying goodbye to Rachel Darcy. Bye.
Thank you.